The film begins with a house at night. The owners, Larry and Gina Wharton, William Prale and Diane Ayala Goldner, come home from a night of drinking. While Gina goes upstairs, Larry stays downstairs to read some mail. However, he finds that the lights don't work. Gina calls out for him, and so he rushes upstairs. In their bedroom they find a big red box. Larry assumes one of the workers must have left it. On top of the box is the message for the collection. The box suddenly moves. Larry opens the box and is shocked to find what's inside. A hand suddenly reaches out and grabs Larry. After the opening credits, we see another two-story house having some construction. Among the workers are an exterminator and a man named Arkin. The family living in the house is Michael Riley Burke, his wife Victoria, their teenage daughter Jill, and their little girl Hannah. Michael asks for Arkin to finish putting bars on the windows today. While outside, Arkin smokes a cigarette while putting up the remaining bars. After he finishes, Michael pays Arkin for his work and throws in a little extra for Arkin's daughter Cindy. Michael tells him to cherish his daughter since they get all weird once they hit their teens. Arkin thanks him and drives off. Later, at home, Arkin and his wife Lisa go to the kitchen, where she asks him for the money. It turns out that Lisa owes money to loan sharks and the deadline is tonight. She's planning on running away with Cindy since she can't pay them, but Arkin promises to get the money for her debt by midnight. Arkin calls Roy and wants to see him immediately. They meet at a sleazy strip club and talk inside Roy's car. Arkin is an ex-convict and Roy helped him out while in prison. Arkin has been repaying Roy by picking locks and stealing things for him. Arkin tells Roy that he's been casing the house he's been working on. Michael is a jewel broker and has a valuable jewel hidden in his safe. The family is out of town now, and he needs Roy to pay him tonight. Roy finally agrees to the change of plans and allows Arkin to leave. Arkin drives back to the house at night, and we see that the house is in the middle of nowhere. He puts on a mask and grabs his tool bag. As he sneaks towards the house, he is suddenly attacked by a newly placed dog, which takes a bite out of his mask. Arkin picks the lock to the back door of the house. He enters and everything seems fine. He goes upstairs to the master bathroom and lifts the mirror up, knowing that it covers the safe. He takes off his mask and starts to crack the safe when he hears someone downstairs. The collector, Juan Fernandez, a killer who wears a black mask, locks the back door and starts to come upstairs. Arkin quickly puts the mirror back, grabs his bag, and hides in the other room while the collector is on the other side of the wall. The collector goes into the bathroom, and Arkin sneaks downstairs. He tries to leave but finds that there are several locks on the top of the back door, all of which are now locked. There are also several locks on the front door as well. Arkin decides to find another exit, but for his family's sake, he finally decides to stay in the house to get the jewel. He goes back to the master bathroom and works on the safe again when he hears screaming through the vent. Michael emerges from the basement, beaten and bloody. Arkin hides his bag and goes to see what's going on. He sees that the collector grabbed Michael and took him to the basement. Arkin, having seen the whole thing, decides to call 911. He picks up the phone and doesn't see that a spike has been placed in the receiver. When he puts it to his ear, it stabs him. He decides to leave through a window, but he finds that they are all boarded up. He tries to remove the boards, but some hidden blades slam down on his hand. He tries to go to another door by the dining room, but he slices his face on hidden razor-sharp wires tied across the room. He realizes that there are several traps hidden around the house. The floor of the dining room is filled with bear traps. Arkin goes to the kitchen to get scissors, but finds that it's booby-trapped. The collector is roaming around the house. Arkin tries to go up the staircase, but finds that nails have been placed on the steps. With the collector coming closer, Arkin has two choices: go upstairs or go to the basement. He chooses the basement. Arkin uses his flashlight to see when he gets startled by something. He turns on the light and sees that Michael has been tied to a chair. He's bloodier than before, having been tortured with deep gashes all over his body and feet. Arkin asks where the rest of his family is. Victoria is in the basement as well. Jill is out with her boyfriend, and he doesn't know if Hannah is still in the house or not. Michael tells him that he has a gun in the safe upstairs and gives him the combination. Arkin has Michael quiet down and goes into the other room, where he finds Victoria chained to a bathtub. She also has duct tape pinned over her eyes. Arkin removes a gag from her mouth and calms her down. He says that he'll find Hannah and save them, but she has to help him. He wants her to scream so that when the collector comes downstairs, he can sneak back upstairs. He tells her to stop screaming once the killer comes back down there so that he won't hurt her. Victoria screams, causing the collector to come downstairs. Arkin sneaks upstairs and goes to the master bathroom. He opens the safe and grabs the pistol inside. He also takes the jewel, which is the size of a fist. The only problem is that there are no bullets for the gun. The collector holds Victoria's tongue with a wrench and threatens to cut her tongue off, but doesn't do anything. Larry yells for Arkin to get out while he still can, but Arkin puts him back in the box. Arkin goes into Jill's room and sees that the window is wide open. He doesn't see that the floor is covered in some yellow/orange substance. Arkin takes a couple of steps in it and realizes that it's acid. Arkin jumps on the bed and tries to retrieve his shoes, but they are stuck in the acid, arrested, along with the cat. The cat tries to free itself but screeches in pain, causing the collector to hear the commotion upstairs. Arkin rips the cat free and throws it away, landing on the window. The reason why the window was open is because it's booby-trapped. As soon as the cat lands, the window slams shut and slices the cat into two, splattering blood all over Arkin's face. Arkin finds that Jill has been tied to the staircase with barbed wire. He frees her, but she freaks out and grabs the scissors from the kitchen. A trap throws her across the room and she is impaled by hidden spikes behind a projector screen. Arkin goes upstairs, removes the boards from a window, and punches the glass out. He jumps down to the ground and starts to run away when he looks back and sees Hannah screaming out for him in a window. He then sees the collector making his way towards Hannah, having heard her screams. Arkin runs back to the house. He corners her on the staircase but Arkin shows up and pistol whips him. He carries Hannah to her room and locks the door. They hear the collector trying to break down the door. Arkin comes up with an idea. Hannah and Arkin stay off the floor. The door bursts open and Arkin breaks the fish tank. Hannah then pushes her TV onto the floor. However, the collector has pushed Larry through the door, and so Larry is electrocuted to death. The collector throws knives at Arkin, but he manages to escape with Hannah to another room. Arkin turns around and gets a fish hook through his eyebrow. There are several hooks dangling from the ceiling. The collector uses Larry's body as a battering ram on the door. Arkin sends Hannah down a laundry chute, which sends her to the basement. Before Arkin can go down the chute, the collector breaks through the door and grabs him. His hands are handcuffed and there are several fish hooks impaling his back. The collector wakes Arkin up by slicing his forehead with a knife. Arkin sees Hannah hiding under the desk and pleads with the killer to let Hannah go. The collector notices that Arkin keeps looking towards the desk and approaches it. Arkin insults the collector, calling him a faggot. Angrily, the collector slices Arkin's chest. He also knocks out one of Arkin's teeth. Another car arrives at the house. It's a cop responding to Jill's 911 call. The collector leaves the basement. The cop looks into a window of the house and sees Chad's mangled corpse. While the cop tries to arrest him, the dog lunges at him and rips his throat open. The collector then breaks the cop's neck, killing him. Arkin fights the collector and knocks the shotgun into the basement. They beat the crap out of each other and Arkin knocks the collector into the basement. The collector grabs the shotgun and blasts his way through the door. Arkin releases the wire for the chandelier, causing it to crush and stab the collector. The collector, wounded, also leaves the house. They get to a road, where Arkin sees a swarm of cops heading their way. He has Hannah stay by the side of the road. He runs into the middle of the road to flag them down, only to get hit by a cop car. Arkin, dazed, looks to Hannah and sees the collector sneaking up behind her. He yells out for her as he grabs her, but he sees that the man who grabbed her is a police officer. Hannah is safely placed in a cop car. As Arkin is put in a stretcher and loaded into an ambulance, a house explodes in the distance. Arkin tells a police officer that he saw the collector's face. The cops have found an address fitting the suspect's description and leave to investigate. Suddenly, a van crashes into the ambulance, causing it to flip over until it lands upside down. The van moves closer to the ambulance. The collector opens the ambulance and throws a knife into the paramedic's eye, killing him. He then uses another knife to cut Arkin free of the stretcher. Inside, Arkin yells that he's going to kill him once he gets out. The collector kicks the box to shut him up.